A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of rhetoric, Russian President Vladimir Putin declared on Friday that any foreign troops deployed in Ukraine would be considered legitimate targets by Russian forces, particularly as his country continues its full-scale invasion. This statement came just hours after European leaders reiterated their commitment to potentially deploy a peacekeeping force in Ukraine once a ceasefire is reached. The ongoing conflict, which has lasted for over 3 years, shows no signs of abating as both sides prepare for what could be a protracted negotiation process. Putin made his remarks during a panel discussion at the Eastern Economic Forum in Vladivostok, where he dismissed the need for peacekeeping forces in Ukraine. No one should doubt that Moscow would comply with a treaty to halt its invasion, he stated, emphasizing that any foreign military presence would be unacceptable. The Russian leader's comments highlight the deep mistrust between Moscow and the West as the situation in Ukraine becomes increasingly precarious. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, on the other hand, indicated that thousands of Western troops could be deployed as part of security guarantees linked to a peace deal. It will definitely not be single digits, but in the thousands. And that is a fact, but it is still a little too early to talk about it, he explained during a press conference in Western Ukraine. Zelensky's assertion came after French President Emmanuel Macron announced that 26 of Ukraine's allies had pledged to support the deployment of troops as a reassurance force once hostilities cease. Macron's remarks followed a meeting in Paris of a coalition of 35 countries supporting Ukraine, where he confirmed that these nations were committed to maintaining a military presence in Ukraine to bolster security post-conflict. The situation remains fluid, with Zelensky stressing the importance of immediate security guarantees rather than waiting for the war to end. He refrained from disclosing sensitive military details, but emphasized the urgency of establishing security measures during the ongoing conflict. As diplomatic discussions unfold, the conflict on the ground remains intense. Ukrainian Air Force officials reported that Russian troops launched an overnight attack using 157 strike and decoy drones, alongside 7 missiles. Ukrainian air defenses managed to intercept or jam 121 of these drones, but the assault still resulted in damage to residential buildings in Dnipro, according to regional administration head Serhiy Lysak. He shared images of destruction, including shattered windows and damaged roofs, as civilians began to assess the aftermath. In the Chernihiv region, Russian drones targeted infrastructure, leaving at least 15 settlements without electricity. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry claimed to have destroyed 92 Ukrainian drones in a single night. In a separate incident, local reports from Ryazan indicated that drone debris had fallen on an industrial site, raising concerns about the safety of critical infrastructure amid ongoing hostilities. The comments from both leaders underscore the stark divide between Ukraine and Russia as Western pessimism grows regarding the prospects for a swift resolution to the conflict. Former U.S. President Donald Trump expressed frustration with Russia's actions, suggesting that Moscow appears to be aligning more closely with China, which he described as deepest, darkest China. He expressed disappointment in Putin's leadership, particularly regarding the ongoing war in Ukraine. As the situation continues to evolve, the United States and European allies are contemplating further sanctions against Russia in response to its military aggression. European Council President Antonio Costa confirmed discussions are underway to impose additional economic measures aimed at compelling Russia to cease its operations in Ukraine. "We are ready to do more, and we are working with the U.S. and other like-minded partners to increase our pressure," Costa stated, signaling a united front against Russian aggression. In Vladivostok, Putin refuted claims of economic stagnation in Russia, despite reports suggesting the country is technically in recession. His comments reflect a broader strategy of maintaining a strong public image as the conflict continues to take its toll on both Russian and Ukrainian societies. As the international community watches closely, the potential deployment of foreign troops in Ukraine remains a contentious issue, with both sides digging in for what could be a lengthy negotiation process. With tensions at an all-time high, the path to peace remains fraught with challenges and uncertainty. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.